And that's another good walleye. And he ate it right off bottom. That's a good fish. All right. Ooh, that's a nice fish. There we go. Well, good morning. Actually got up early this morning and we're gonna be doing some walleye fishing. We got a nice little chop out on the water. It's probably gonna be a sunny morning, but we do have a nice breeze, so that should help the fishing a bit. It's about midsummer right now and we're gonna be fishing some shoals, some big rock piles. If you've been watching the channel lately, you know we've been doing a lot of that and been doing pretty well, so we're hoping to get on some walleye today, hopefully some big ones. 2 nights ago I came out here, fished some shoals, and we kind of got on a bit of a suspended bite right at the end of the evening, so something like that might come into play here this morning, and hopefully we can get on some walleye. Hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Yeah, there we go. On the jigging wrap. That was so cool. We're watching them on the Mega Live right now. Suspended walleye. And I figured this jigging wrap technique would probably work good. There's still more fish down there. That was really cool. We were in about 30 feet of water. These fish were suspended. And look at that. Ate the jigging wrap. Nice suspended walleye. Probably a 18, 19 incher, but that's a great way to start off the morning. Well, that was exciting. Nice walleye. Hopefully we can get some more on this technique. That was a lot of fun. Nice jigging wrap. There we go. Maggie's in the way of the camera a bit, but this guy's on the jig and worm. We've had sort of a slower morning. Another decent walleye. A little bit smaller than the first one. This would be a perfect eating size if we were eating walleye. But we're not going to keep any today. Not a bad one. There we go. He ate it when it was just sitting there. These fish were all suspended. Jig and worm again. But they're in a very negative mood right now. They're not aggressive. That first one on the jig and wrap was, but the sun came up a bit higher, and another nice walleye, another great eater. But yeah, like I was saying, they're not aggressive right now. That guy, there was about a school of 4 or 5 of them, and that guy, he only bit when I let that worm just sit there. There's a fish. I didn't even think I had one on there, but ooh, that's not a bad walleye. I cast it up shallower and I didn't even think I had a fish on. I thought maybe I was dragging bottom. Nothing wrong with this walleye here. Well, there we are. Switched up to spot number 3. This is our 5th walleye of the day, I believe. Another not a bad fish. He was up shallower. He wasn't suspended like the other ones, but he was up on the rocks and on the jigging worm. See ya. Got a big school walleye just out here. That's a giant school. That's a good one. Oh, that's a nice walleye. That's a nice walleye. Oh my goodness. I got a few guys close to me here, so I'm just going to try and be quiet, but there's a big school of walleye right under us right now. Probably another 20-incher. Average size for the day is very good. Jigging worm, saw them on Mega Live and just dropped right down on them. Haven't been having the best day, but average size is good. There he goes. There we go. Nothing wrong with this walleye here. Oh. Wow. This guy was feisty. Nothing wrong with that fish there. Mickey, right in the way. Scoot over. There you go, right there. Nothing wrong with this walleye here. It's a good fish. Pretty colors on him, a really gold, dark walleye here. It's a good one. Of course, wasn't recording on the chest mount. Oh geez. Well, hopefully the audio is not too bad on this GoPro. I think probably the last two fish I missed on the chest mount, so we'll turn it on. There we go. We'll at least get a release on this guy. There she goes. There we go. Another decent walleye. Our average size for today is just phenomenal. All right, come here, pal. There we are. Another just healthy, stocky fish. Having a great day. It's been somewhat slow, but I mean, look at the conditions. It's pretty flat, bright sun, not a cloud in the sky, and we're still doing well, catching some walleye, so cannot complain. There we go, there's a fish. This might be a bass. Fighting bass or, oh no, it is a small walleye. It is a small walleye. He kind of hit it and started coming up like a bass, but well, and there he goes right at the side of the boat. Probably a 14, 15 maybe. On the same hump. We're actually finding some walleye here, which is great. It's good to finally see some fish sort of stocked up in one spot. Always makes it easier. And like I said earlier, we're fishing big rock humps that have deep water beside them, and these walleye are still fairly shallow, and we're just scanning them with the Mega Live. Our average bites have been probably just a bit deeper than 15 feet here, and all on this rocky stuff. There we go. Another fish. Yeah, we're finding some fish on this hump. That's good. Another decent walleye. Oh, that's right, pal. clung my worm off, but a perfect hook set. That'd be a perfect eater if we were gonna keep some today. There we go. Another walleye. This spot's paying off good. Oh. There we go. We're up in about 13 feet of water. They're feeding on this one hump specifically. They weren't heavy on any of the other shoals. This shoal seems to be having more walleye this morning. I think this is the reason why they're hanging out here. There's a lot of bait hanging on top of this shoal. We've got some super deep water around it, and it comes up quick. A lot of places that I'm scanning on this shoal, we see some bait, so it's a very good sign. Probably stick here for the rest of the morning if we can. There you go. Another walleye, man. They are stacked on this hump good. Nope, knocked the ruler over. Oh, there's another good fish. Another walleye here. And we found them. The thing that sucks now that we found them is we don't have much time to fish for them. We only have maybe another hour max to fish, and we gotta head in for lunch. Yeah, we've had a pretty successful morning. It started off pretty slow. Been picking up just a fish or two at each hump that we fished. A couple suspended ones in the morning, which was cool, and then now our last hump here, we're seeing a lot of bait, and there's quite a few fish hanging around it, and we're having some fun around this one. Alright, we got a fish suspended right here about 40 feet out, and I think we're going to be able to drift right over him. It'll be a walleye, and it's a decent mark. There we go. That's a good one. We drifted right over him. That's a good one. I figured that was going to be a decent walleye. Big head shakes. He's barely hooked. Let's go. That's a nice fish. Whew, good way to top off the morning here. Nice 23-incher. Putting together a good morning. There she goes. Awesome. Chest mount's got to be on. Anyways, like I was saying, that's another good walleye, and he ate it right off bottom. That's a good fish. All right. Ooh, that's a nice fish. There we go. Get him in the boat. Have ourselves a morning. This is awesome. We figured out the pattern here, and we figured out the spot. It's always nice when something like that comes together. Maggie's right in the way, but Look at that walleye. Get a quick measurement. He's 24, he touches 24. Another beauty walleye. This last hump that we're fishing, don't have much time, but man, back to back 23, 24 inches. It's awesome. Well, that is going to be it for today. Had a pretty good morning. Started off slow and then we got into a decent bite on our last shoal. We hit 24, 23, 22. So good, very good average size of fish today. Caught some decent sized ones. No giants, but still had a super fun morning nonetheless. Midsummer spots, these rock shoals, they do come up shallow, but they have deep water around them, these mid-lake rock shoals, and they're just great walleye spots. And this one in particular, we were seeing lots of bait around it, which was a bit different from all the other ones. We weren't really seeing that, and I think that's probably why the walleye were schooled up more on this one. These bigger walleye, they hang out in the same areas. They can hang out in the same areas, but they're usually not schooled up with all the smaller fish. So they're either hanging out, the last two we caught, they were hanging out totally alone. Saw them on the Mega Live. And quick tip for today, if it's sunny, calm out, move spots, keep trying new spots. It's you don't want to get stuck in one spot when it's not ideal conditions. Right now the wind's actually picking up. Probably this afternoon would be a good bite. I think the wind's supposed to pick up even more, but we can only fish the morning, unfortunately. And thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.